I refused to upgrade my cooking for my orphan nephew after he called my dinners prison food. So I need to back up a little. My brother Daniel died 18 months ago. Car accident, completely out of nowhere. His wife had passed 2 years before that, ovarian cancer. So when Daniel died, his son Marcus had nobody. Marcus is 15. I'm 38 and I have no kids and I live alone in a 2-bedroom house, and so I became his guardian. Daniel was my little brother and Marcus is his kid, and that's just what you do. Here's the thing about me. I'm a decent cook, but I'm not a spectacular cook. I do the classics: roast chicken, pasta with meat sauce, chili, casseroles, stir fry on busy nights. Nothing fancy, nothing Instagram worthy, just solid food that fills you up and tastes fine. Daniel used to eat at my house all the time and he never complained. Marcus apparently has opinions. The first few months he was with me, he ate whatever I made without saying much. I figured he was still in shock, still grieving, and I gave him a lot of room. I'd ask what he felt like eating sometimes and he'd shrug. I'd make something and he'd eat it. That was our routine. Then around month 4, things shifted. He started pushing food around his plate, leaving half of it. I'd ask if it tasted okay and he'd say yeah, it's fine, in a voice that very clearly communicated it was not fine. I asked if there was something specific he wanted me to make. He'd say I don't know. So I'd just keep cooking what I knew. Last month I made shepherd's pie. I've made shepherd's pie my whole life. I put it on the table and Marcus sat down, looked at it and said, "Is this what we're having?" I said yeah. He kind of pushed his fork through it and said, "This is like prison food." I put my fork down. I asked him what he just said. Prison food? Like the same 7 things on rotation. Beige food. I didn't yell. I actually stayed pretty calm, which honestly surprised me. I told him that I was sorry my cooking wasn't up to his standards, and that I was doing my best, and that if he had things he'd like me to make, he was welcome to write them down and I'd take a look. He said his mom used to make actual good food. Thai food, Korean food, different stuff all the time. I said I understood that, and I was sorry his mom wasn't here, and I genuinely meant it. But I also said I wasn't his mom, and I wasn't going to pretend I could cook like her, and calling what I made prison food wasn't going to make me suddenly become a gourmet chef. He went quiet and ate the shepherd's pie. I thought that was the end of it. But then my sister called a few days later. Apparently Marcus had texted his cousin, who told my sister that I was basically starving him by refusing to learn new recipes. My sister said maybe I should try to expand my cooking a little, that Marcus had been through a lot and food was probably a comfort thing connected to his mom. I said I understood all of that. I also said I'd already told Marcus to write down things he wanted and he hadn't. I said I wasn't going to beg a 15-year-old to give me feedback on my cooking while I was working full-time and managing his school schedule and his therapy appointments and his whole life. My sister said I was being a little rigid. I said she was welcome to come cook for him whenever she wanted. She hasn't taken me up on that, so I kept cooking the same things: roast chicken, pasta, chili, casseroles. Last Tuesday I made a stir fry and Marcus came to the table, looked at it, and sat down without saying anything. He ate the whole plate. Then he went to his room. I knocked on his door later and told him that offer still stood. If he wanted to write down some recipes, or even cook with me on a weekend, I was open to that. He said, "I don't know how to cook." I said, "I know. That's why I said we'd do it together." He didn't answer for a second. Then he said, "She used to make this soup, like a Korean dumpling soup. I don't even know what it's called." I told him we could figure it out. He said maybe. That was 4 days ago. He hasn't mentioned it again, and I haven't pushed it. I'm still making the same 7 things.